Let's talk some misconceptions about the Eddie Hall Thor Bjornsson fight, shall we? First off, Eddie told his dad to fuck off after he pulled 500 kilos because his dad was interrupting microphone time. Eddie telling Thor to tell his mom to be quiet, that being a big deal is a huge misconception. Thor, I don't even think fucking heard what the fuck he said in the first place. So it misses the whole mark, his whole act. And if you watch that uh, explosion of anger out of Thor on Eddie's channel, Thor just conveniently finds a way to get farther and farther and farther away from Eddie. He like runs and hides behind his father and then shoves his dad and says, "Don't you ever!" And then wind back the clock, fucking 30 seconds earlier, Eddie is literally laughing with sarcastic face on, like jumping backwards, like real fast, like almost doing like a hip, open your hip like exercise, like a football player would do. Eddie's like backwards trotting, making fun of like, "I'll fight you right now, I'll fight you right now," as Thor backs up. And I swear, even if they knew they were going to stand up and get in each other's faces, for Eddie to reference what he knew Thor was going to do before Thor did it, even because it was planned in this scenario that I'm throwing out there, that is so Daniel Plainview holding like Mary Sunday go, "A daughter of these fair lands." It's like you took the script and stole his line to put him in a situation where he looks more silly. Thor doesn't look tough. When Eddie did the double dip, Thor's sitting there and he's twitching in his eye uncontrollably. And like, I know he's had some kind of palsy issue. I don't want to make fun of him. I don't know what he still struggles with. I don't know if he eye twitches regularly. Um, Thor doesn't look mean enough. I feel like he has a lot of yes people around him that don't know he's not mean enough. I feel like there's a lot of people around him collecting checks, living off of his name, living off of his stature. And listen, Eddie's fame employs people. Eddie's fame has an entourage to some degree. But I feel like Eddie, let's go with some people's answer. I don't think Eddie's an asshole. Let's say he fucking is an asshole. He's genuine. He's real. Um, I think, if someone knows Goku versus Vegeta, Vegeta came to Goku's planet and they had a shared background. Goku was sent to the planet to destroy the planet, didn't. Vegeta arrives to destroy the planet and Goku fights him. But in Vegeta's lifetime, his truest friend, his truest friend in the whole world is his biggest rival, is his enemy. And I want to talk about philosophically the concept of putting a light on someone and how your enemy or someone who dislikes you can put a light on you. If you're in a dark room and people had narrow beams of light that came out of flashlight, and all your friends and all of the people who throw roses at your feet come in and put a light on you. And let's say you know, it's Keanu Reeves or something, Brad Pitt. And everyone comes in and puts a light on Brad Pitt and they shine up his face and his hair and his shoulders and his hands. Someone puts a light, on a certain area, and then someone comes in who doesn't like Brad Pitt. They may, point out like skinny calves. They may come in and everyone who may have had a blue light on the person they liked, this new person comes in with a red light and they put the light for it to even show up. 100 people may have put a blue light on someone's face. So when you shine your red light upon that face, people may not actually see where you've put your light. So someone who dislikes you is going to, at least to their opinion, reveal something about that person that other people don't see. I think there's things where, how many people around Eddie are saying Eddie's being childish? Any of them that are saying it in support of Eddie, like I don't think Eddie doesn't know that he's not being childish. Like when Eddie shows up to demonstrate that he gives no fucks about what's going on, he showed up to demonstrate he gives no fucks about what's going on. When Eddie's making a joke, when he's weighing in with like uh, squeaky duck, like underwear, tidy whities, little blue with yellow squeaky bathtub ducks on his underwear, like he knows where he's being a child. But when he looks at Thor and says, "I'm going to knock you the fuck out," that's what I think is going to happen. Um, Thor's only friend, the only person in this whole fucking world, except for people who support, I guess, Eddie on YouTube comments and Twitter, the only person to Thor's face saying that you have a problem, you're not ready, your training's bollocks, your training's bullshit, you shouldn't do this, you're gonna get fucked up. The only person who's telling him honestly is Eddie. So, it's at every single step, you have Eddie calling him a donkey compared to racehorses, and then Thor's coach saying this donkey's getting knocked down or getting stopped Saturday night. You didn't establish in the conversation where you transitioned the idea of Thor being the donkey to Eddie being the donkey, nor did your sassy comment and a quip come off as a reversal of who the donkey is. The whole room's laughing at Thor kind of over and over and over and over. And it's I question if he has real friends or what the quality of his friends really are. I wonder how much money Thor loses to paying everyone around him uh, for them to like not legitimately have his back in the way that they should, because you know um, I think Eddie gets told to fuck off more, like by people who love him. Like, and I don't mean that like in a bad way, but like I foresee like people not standing up to Thor. Like I don't see his dad trying to talk sense into him. I don't like neither like either people's parents have a place to tell those two people what to do with their accomplishments. But it's just bad. Like Thor's not he's not mean enough. He's not mean enough. I'm not saying Eddie's an asshole, but like when it comes to fighting like this, Eddie has the mentality for it. Thor doesn't. It's very clear that Eddie's throwing hands 2 3 times faster than Thor. I think Eddie has practiced head movement that looks good. I think Eddie's practice on closing distances looks good. I think Eddie's probably put out a lot of bad technique. I think a lot of this hands down nonsense, and it is nonsense. Um, his showmanship, I think it's YouTube videos. You know what? And it's the same kind of fucking YouTube video as Thor looking like he's in good shape, but like the jumping rope, Eddie's in better shape. The biggest misconceptions around this is that Eddie was rude to Thor's mom. He fucking wasn't. Thor's mom needs to sit the fuck down and not interrupt fucking grown professionals that are actually technically working right now. Okay? This isn't a competition. This isn't cheering. All right? And then Thor has some henchman, tiny dude in red glasses that Thor probably fucking bought for him. At the end, pick up the mic, and he's afraid to grab it. Picks it up in fear, talks into it in fear, and I don't even think fucking Eddie heard what he fucking said. And it's a fucking joke. I think Thor has a lot of people, um, you know, like what was it, the remoras, where the little fish that swim off a shark. He has people feeding off of them, and it's sad. I think he's been wrong in most of this. I don't, like listen. I think was it the 2017 Super Bowl? I think the Eagles got to play with the rules that were put in place after the year ended, while the other team played with the rules of that year, which, for further reference, meant that the teams playing with the current set of rules were playing with stricter rules than the other team. I think that the league determined that if they had one more playoff game or one more game that year that came down to like ref interpretations, that was going to be really bad for the money. Okay? Like, but it doesn't benefit Tom Brady to say that he think that the league cheated him out of a Super Bowl title. Okay? Would it be one title more for Thor? Maybe, you know, But in the end, it seems like he turned his back on strongmen. The strongman turned his back on him. I think he has a lot of YouTubers that like to hang around him. I think how it's beneficial for him to be a guest for Logan Paul, for it to benefit Larry Wheels, how it benefits Juji Mufu. I think it benefits all these people. When people do a video with Eddie, does it benefit them? Yeah, absolutely. But I feel like Eddie strikes up general friendships with these people. Um, I'm not saying Thor doesn't have legitimate friendships, but like there's a clip, a short, and Eddie is doing head movements and like trying to dodge a punch from his workout partner. And in cat like reflexes, Eddie strikes out and about knocks him out. He may have knocked him out. It looks like he knocked him out. But here's the thing. I think that was I don't think that was that bad because I think that person's genuinely there for Eddie. That person literally took that punch. That person's not putting on a show when he likes Eddie. That person's not just collecting a paycheck when he likes Eddie. It's not just beneficial and better to have been working for Eddie than being some assistant manager at a gym or working at the movie theaters or something like that, working at the some ticket line or something like that, flipping burgers. Like that's not all why he's there. He's legitimately there for Eddie. Like that punch happened, but that's legitimately a part of it. Like Thor's surrounded by yes men, and it's there's some bad misconceptions about this. The people betting on Thor, uh, like listen, it benefits uh, when someone's politically correct, two faced, and they are for show, they're not legitimate. I watched the video where Eddie called out Larry Wheels. It benefits Larry Wheels to bet on Thor, even if Thor loses, because it may be better for Eddie, it may be better for Larry, who may have determined he likes Thor more than Eddie, to ensure a future with Thor. Whereas betting on Eddie when you don't like Eddie, that $10,000 doesn't make to win that $10,000 doesn't make that much sense because clearly you can't really convince Eddie that you legitimately like him and that you're not just using your time around him for promotion for business. I think that shit matters to Eddie, and I don't think Thor can notice it. I don't think Thor notices genuine friendship or not. I think Thor has thrown away the strongman community that worshipped him, that looked up to him. I think all of his peers, I think you could see it in Martin's Lises and a lot of people, they all really liked him. Eddie liked him. He had a little bit of what all of them wish they could have. He had success without having been world's strongest man. Brian Shaw could have actually delivered lines in Game of Thrones. So there's a little bit of this like he had clout that they could have had that some of them could have deserved, and he was like everyone's favorite guy. Him and Brian, I think, were a lot of everyone's favorite strongmen amongst strongmen, and it's fucked. It's too bad. Um, hope I think there will be a day where Eddie's man enough to, let Thor into movies that Eddie's in. I think Eddie's gonna have a big Hollywood career. I think Thor's fame goes a little bit sideways. I think if he loses the most real fight he would ever fight professionally to Eddie, any exhibitions where he fights Logan Paul or uh, some other strongman or some bodybuilder or something like that, it's not going to be entertaining. It's not going to have much of a draw. I think the mountain gets slayed by the beast. Um, you know, if you think about a mountain like Everest, Everest rules all who walks upon it. The idea that you climb to the top of it is skill, it's luck, but it's momentary. You cannot live at the top of that mountain. It's something that almost killed you, and it's something that you cannot sustain. And um, I've never seen Thor do anything like that. And I've seen Eddie do that a couple of times. And if it kills Eddie to knock Thor the fuck out, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Um, they don't have the same attitudes in this. They don't have the same glove speed. I don't think Thor's ever really been hit in the face. I don't think his cardio is better. I don't think he was actually offended that Eddie said something about his mom. I don't think he heard it. I don't think his reaction was genuine or intimidating. Um, yeah, I think it's pretty pathetic. Um, if I were to talk directly to either one of them, I'd say, I'll see you in Hollywood, Eddie, and Thor. Damn, you have some people that let you down. That's what I would say. Um, Thor has a puncher's chance. You know, when you're the size of a barn door, a little bit of wind and the door creaks open can knock someone out. The right angle, the right hit can knock Eddie out. I'm not predicting it, but I'd bet kidney on Eddie. I'm not gonna get into. I'm writing a screenplay, but like I'm very biasly pro Eddie Hall. Um, but Eddie's right. Eddie's right about 2017. He's right about the deadlift. He's definitively right. Like, I'm not saying Thor didn't pull 501 off the ground. It wasn't in competition. It was all catered to you. It was your platform. It was a it was a bar that only you used. It was weights that only you used. It was your sponsors. The legitimacy around it. Did your dad weigh it? I'm not even mad that his dad weighed it. It's like I don't know if the scale was zeroed in. I don't know if it was calibrated correctly. I'm not saying Thor didn't lift 501. I think he did lift 501. I think he lifted 501 as easy as he lifted it compared to how easy Eddie lifted his 500. I do think those differences are there. I think Eddie was willing to die to lift 501. And I don't think Thor has that about almost anything. And I think that's the biggest difference in who is actually the better athlete. Because this whole Thor is a better athlete than Eddie, better conditioning, better cardio, always has been a better athlete, then why did Eddie ever beat Thor? If he's always been better, then why is that not the result that we're talking about? Let's go with that other answer. Oh, Thor has such an advantage over Eddie. What are you gonna say after Eddie knocks Thor the fuck out then? They got lucky? It's not gonna look like luck. It's gonna look like a Wolverine chasing down a grizzly bear. That's what it's gonna look like. Like someone watch a Wolverine chase down a grizzly bear. How zero fucks that little Wolverine gives. This is bad. Someone should talk Thor out of this. I hope everyone's safe, healthy. Um, World's always crazy, and I think the world always will be crazy. So be safe, be free, be happy. I don't know who's gonna watch this, but this is more like writing an envelope, sealing it, and mailing it to myself as much as posting it on YouTube. This is about a conversation I hope to have in the future uh, than it is about this fight. This fight it's going to be a massacre. I don't think it's a celebrity exhibition. I don't think they're going to take it easy on each other. I think Thor has that perception. I think Thor has a Logan Paul perception to this. I think he has a like we're going to hit each other in the face, we're going to try real hard, but like this is professional. We're getting paid to be here. There's rules. I think Thor's focused on technique and boxing, and Eddie just was given a platform to beat his fucking ass. Is there rules Eddie has to follow? Sure, but I mean, this is going to be bad. Um, like I've seen Rocky 4. I've seen Rocky 4. Okay, like spoiler alert, the super giant guy, the super tall giant guy, and then the other guy that's smaller than the super taller giant guy, both give 100%. Both train from dusk till dawn. Both are eating right, running and running and jumping and jumping and lifting and training and boxing and hitting and having people punch them in the abs. And they both give it everything that they have. But Ivan Drago never considered dying in that ring. Like, Rocky was willing to die to beat Ivan Drago. The smaller person with more determination is who wins in the end of that movie. This is a whole new round of media tours. This is, I don't know what they have in the UK. Good Morning London. Good Morning America. This is talk to someone on ESPN Fight Talk 8 p.m. on ESPN 3. This is Eddie getting a seat at Joe Rogan. This is Eddie becoming a movie star. This is, I wouldn't suggest being focused on anything other than beating Thor's ass. And I don't think anything else is going to happen. But like after this, I think Eddie Hall's life just completely takes off as if everything to now has been nothing almost. And I mean that in as much admiration and respect as possible for his accomplishments. I don't think this is anything but the beginning. And like, man, I'm so sorry for Thor. People shouldn't have let him do this. It's really bad. It's gonna hurt. He doesn't have a boxing career after this. He doesn't, like, the mountain's not coming back. This is a bad go because this could have never happened, and both of them could be in movies and stuff. I get that he's been the Mountain Thor, but Eddie's gonna be Arnold Schwarzenegger. A little bit of Chris Farley, a little bit of Jackie Chan, and I say that because of the physical comedy, the physical comedy, being able to use props in comedy, body language in comedy, like more than comedic timing, but physically funny. So yeah, this is just the beginning. Um, my pick's Eddie. My second pick's Eddie, and Thor could get lucky for my third pick.